Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you guys know that I am doing a series of developing mini projects on AWS, and if you are following this particular series since the beginning, then you must be aware that till now I have completed two projects. One which is related to text to speech converter, and the second one is on sentiment analysis. So for those who are new to this channel or to this series, are required to watch the previous projects also, so that you can actually understand the main motive of doing these mini projects. So this will be my third project, which is a translator, as you can see. And here I shall be making use of a service which is known as AWS Translate. Right? It is again a service which is under the head of machine learning. And as the name suggests, here I shall be giving a text in a particular language, and which is definitely my source language, and it shall be converting that particular text into the targeted language. Right? So before getting into the hands-on, let us first understand some basics about AWS Translate. So what is Amazon Translate? Amazon Translate is a text translation service that uses advanced machine learning technologies to provide high quality translation on demand. You can use Amazon Translate to translate unstructured text document or to build application that can work in multiple languages. So here it is very much evident that AWS offers, a global platform to, display your services, and it makes it very easy to reach out to the masses. So with the help of Amazon Translate, you can actually work on developing websites that is multilingual or applications that are multilingual. Right, so this can have actually a varied possible uses. So how it actually works, right? So we get to know that what it is and what is its potential application. Now we should understand that how it actually works. So the Amazon Translate service is based on neural networks trained for language translation. So the people who are a little bit aware of machine learning and the neural network and the back propagation network must be aware of the backdrop of the working, right? So it make use of neural networks. Now this enables you to translate between the source language, that is the original language of the text being translated, and the target language, that is the language into which the text is being translated. Right? So it enables us the translation based on the training of the neural network. Right? So it is, of course, application of machine learning, of course. Right? Now, when working with Amazon Translate, you will provide source code and you will be getting your output text. Right? So two things you have to input. The first is your source text, which is the text you want to translate, and it should be in UTF-8 format. And the output text is also it is also a text which is in form of the target language, and it is also in UTF-8 format. And depending upon the source and the target languages, there might be more characters in the output than in the input text. Right? So it is not necessary, because might be possible a sentence or a proper sentence in the source language is a little bit smaller or consist of less characters, but might be possible the output is in it have more characters. Right? So there is no equality, you can say, between the number of characters that you input in the source text and what you get in the output text. So there is no equality between them. It can be more than, it can be less than, depending upon the the grammar which is used in the different languages. Right? Now, talking about the use cases. The use cases are the applications, and the applications of using Translate is varied. Right. So the first use case, which is very important over here, is translate company authored content such as minutes of meeting and technical reports and knowledge based article post and more. Say, suppose you are working in a company where you have, let's say, a German client, right? And you produce your reports and your articles or your presentation in your native language, let's say English, right? But maybe the client is not well versed with that particular language, so you can use this particular service of AWS to translate your reports or your minutes of meetings and so on. The second use case can be analyze text such as social media and news feeds in many languages. Now you have seen that, of course, it is the world of tweets, world of Facebook posts and Instagram posts, right? And maybe they because it's global, so different country people are actually commenting or writing tweets about any issue. So in order to get that, you can also use in order to understand that, you can also use AWS Translate. Then another use case is search for information such as e-discovery cases in many languages. So it is nothing but some documentation or some history documentations or reports which is in different language. You can translate it and understand. So the use cases of AWS Translate is varied. Now, enough for the theory. Let's move to our Python Visual Studio Code and see how we can actually perform the coding. And you know that the coding in Python as well as for Boto3 is very concise, and very small codes can be written to do much bigger of the tasks, right? So let us move to our coding section. Now this is again the same GUI that I used for the first project, the second project, and now I'm using it again for my third project. It is nothing but a simple GUI which have a text area and a button. Right. So the first thing is over here, which is I have import Python Boto3, and now in the button section I shall be first enabling the session and then creating a client for AWS Translate. Right. Before that, might be possible that I have opened, yes, I have opened this particular the documentation of Translate over here. So here, this documentation is very important and very handy when you actually want to write programs for the same. So yes, import Boto3 I did, and now I have to create a client. So again, coming back over here, is for the first thing I shall be creating the AWS management console. Now this is something which I am repeating since the first project. So this you must have by hearted till now. And what I want to enter is the profile name, which is my IAM user. Right now I have opened the AWS management console, and I want to okay, not, let's say, use a different variable. Let's say I want to use okay, client. Let it be the same as we actually are doing from the beginning. So it is management, MAG. So management console dot client, and here I shall be writing the service underscore name. The name of the service is Translate. So copy it from here and paste. Right? The name of the service is Translate, and the region in which I am working is again US East 1. Right? So now I have actually connected myself to the AWS Translate service through my client, Boto3 client. Right? Now this is the text that I actually want to convert, right? So what I shall be using is I need a variable to hold my response, right? As always, and I will be making use of client dot. The function which I shall be using over here is translate text, right? So I shall be using the method which is translate text, right? So again, translate text over here. Now what it takes, first of all, it will be going to take a text only, right? So this is going to take a text, right? And copy it and paste it over here. Now you all know that my text is result, right? So I just mentioned my text equal to result, right? Then what I need over here is source language code and the target language code. Now these two things are very important, and let me just copy and paste first here. Now the source language code and the target language code are in form of a string, and they actually tells the language code for this result, that is what I'm writing over here. So I will be writing English, so here it should be en, right? And what I want my actually the answer or the target language, what I want it to translate into will be my target language code. Now you may be wondering that okay, for English it's en, now what is for the other languages, right? So AWS documentations are very rich, and when you go to AWS's documentation in Amazon Translate, you can actually get this particular page which actually gives the supported language codes, right? So here you can get the language codes which are actually required. So for English it is en, for French it is FR, for German it is DE, and oh, of course, it has Gujarati and Hindi, right? So see how many languages are there, right? It has Malay language also, Polish, Russian, right? So let us take, for example, let's say German this time, right? We shall keep on changing and see how it's worked. So for German the code is DE, so let me write over here DE. Right now this is my target language code. So I want to convert English into DE is for German, if I'm not wrong. Yes, in German, right? So now I got the response from translate underscore text method. Now again just print your response. So for checking the response, if I again go back to my documentation, this is the request syntax, and if I scroll down I will be getting the response syntax as well. Of course I'm using client, so the answer is in form of a dictionary. And from here let us just take the first three things, right? Translate text, source language code, and target language code. Now let us print only these three things. So in a print function, I shall be writing translated text is okay, plus, and I shall be making use of get method. So response dot get, and here what I want to get is I want to get this translated text. So the first thing which I am actually getting is my translated text, right? Very well. The next thing which I want to print is the source language code, right? So source language code, right? So the next thing which I want to fetch is the source language code, and again I will be making use of, see this making use of this get method makes it really easy and handy to use your dictionaries. So next I want this source language code, so copy it and paste it over here. And the next which I want is to print the target language code also, right? So this I want. So again, plus response dot get, and here the target language code. Here you go. Now this is my simple program with which I am converting the text which I wrote, which I will be writing it in English and getting the answer in German. Let's see how it actually works. So on running, I must expect a window. And yes, so this is my most familiar GUI, which I was using in my first and the second project, and now in my third project also. Now let us convert some text into German. So we are learning AWS. Now this is a text in English and I want it to get converted into your German. So read. Yes, we are learning. Okay, now see, translated text is where learn AWS. Now, okay, this is in Germany, so I do not know. Let's say, well, I don't know German language, so let's say how we say I like it in German. So it's fun, learning different languages. Okay, it's mag is, I don't know how it is pronounced, but yes, it is working. Okay, so let us do something, let's say in Hindi. Let us see how it's actually working in Hindi. Uh, Let me just write it something. Okay, again, let me just copy it over here. We are learning AWS, right? We are learning AWS, right? Let us see how it's get converted into Hindi. Okay, so sorry, I need to run it again. So again, yeah, and the code is, I think now Hindi, right? So if I read it, we are learning AWS. हम AWS सीख रहे हैं. Wow, it's working very fine. So it is in Hindi, right? So that was a really good application in which we just took any language and we converted it into any different other language. So okay, so before winding up this video, let us see in reverse. So if I give something in let's say German only, and I want it to get converted in English. Let us see, vice versa. So in general, in German, it is wir lernen AWS. Okay, so I copied it over here, cross it and run it again. And here, and let us see what we get as an answer. We are learning AWS. So yes, it's working very fine. So this was our project number 3 where we created a translator, right? So these are small codes and you can actually combine all these codes, to get a bigger, application or a bigger project using Python, right? So I hope that you enjoyed this video as well, and I shall be seeing you in next video with yet another project. So thanks for watching and stay tuned.